There are certain undeniable things that come to mind when I think of opening day. Hot dogs, bratwurst here in Wisconsin, of course. Cold beer. Peanuts. Cracker Jack, not so much. Maybe just because of the song, you might throw it in there.
Not even sure the last time I had a Cracker Jack.
I was thinking the same thing, man. I feel like Cracker Jack's one of those things that has not maintained its integrity. Not from a moral standpoint.
the morality of the Cracker Jack.
You know what the morality of Cracker Jack is?
The last time I had one, it was in one of the wonderful packages the Milwaukee Brewers sent over to us.
Was it good?
Nah.
Is Cracker Jack, like, consistently stale?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's part of what, I mean.
Part of its charm?
I mean, I don't think it's stale. I just think that's the way it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get it for the prize. I mean, I would rip open just to get the tattoos. Remember the tattoos?
They still doing prizes in those?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
That's part of what a Cracker Jack is. I mean, if you get the small bag, maybe not, but like if you get that box, I think there's a prize that comes in the box.
Yeah, the prize is awesome.
I think we've left the Cracker Jack in the past.
Yeah, it's jumped the shark.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still, I see them at the ballpark.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when you
they're
go you go to like that self-serve kiosk, you know, they got the beer and the water and the soda all in the sliding fridges.
Do I want that, or do I want the thousands of delicious options provided by, like, chefs?
Which continues to get better and better.
Right, exactly.
Year.
And maybe that's what it is. It's being left in the past because everything else has gotten so good.
Yes.
Yeah, they never evolved.
Put it on the poll, the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. Are we still doing Cracker Jack?
No.
Right? Just as a population, as a baseball-loving population, are we still doing Cracker Jack? And I love that Chewy made the connection for me because I was going to say, of all the things I think about when I think about opening day, I got to tell you, tattoos is pretty far down the list. Apparently, unless you're Chewy and you're enjoying a Cracker Jack just to get the tattoo. But I digress. Joshy sent us a link. There is a local establishment. It's called JB's Blue Ribbon. Give them a little free pub here on Blue Mound Road, 5230 West Blue Mound Road, that apparently, I want to make sure I get this right, is offering to do flash tattoos in honor of opening day. Did I get that right, Joshy?
To my understanding at this point, there will be somebody on site that will be doing flash tattoos. So they're quick tattoos. They're generally pretty cheap in comparison to like a full normal tattoo. These are, here, I can show you the designs here.
Oh, you're going to throw them up on the stream if you're watching on the YouTube stream.
They are thin-lined and not as, they're not complicated so that you can do a bunch of them in a few hours.
It is my understanding. My sister has gotten a flash tattoo before. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like, maybe it was for Harley Fest. It might have even been when Harley Fest was in town, and they'll bring a big time, like very popular, maybe viral tattoo artist from Vegas, from I don't even know. And they'll bring them in, and then there'll be lines and lines and lines of people. But to your point, Joshy, they'll go pretty quick. You'll pay some money, and then it's to commemorate that event. This is obviously to commemorate opening day. They look good.
Is the big-headed girl Shirley from Laverne and Shirley?
Yep.
Come on, man.
That doesn't really look like
the
her,
Milwaukee connection. Is that what made you say Laverne and Shirley?
Come on, man. You know who that is.
Shirley.
No.
Who?
That's Betty Boop, man.
I don't know Betty Boop.
What do you mean you don't know Betty Boop?
I don't know Betty Boop. Who is Betty Boop?
Of all the people on this panel, Chew, I'm pretty sure you're the only one who was alive as you were a child, but you were alive when Betty Boop was a thing.
Was it a cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, I will tell you this. I've seen a few old episodes of Betty Boop recently because they've been circulating online.
Yeah.
Very problematic.
Well, I mean,
incredibly problematic.
It's made in the 30s. It was a different time.
Why?
Just some of the subjects, content, etc. Very problematic.
I got
and one of them, this gentleman. If I showed you a picture of like the antagonist in Betty Boop, right, like the bad guy, you'd be like, "Yep, I know him." He's like this big, gruff guy. And in the cartoon I saw, I was like, "Get over here!" And he's grabbing her and he's throwing her around, and she's like, "Oh, Betty Boop." That's what she did.
I can't believe Chewy doesn't know who that is.
Hold on.
Now he's Googling Betty Boop.
There's got to be a reason. Poop or boop? Boop? How do you
I think
spell
we're
boop?
stuck on Betty Boop. Gonna be honest. Insignificant.
I mean, not to American culture.
Oh, I know why. Now it all comes together why I don't know her.
Tell me.
Uncle Bill would not allow porn in the house.
Okay.
We weren't allowed to watch R-rated movies.
You
Betty
regretting your
Boop
decision now, Gabe?
Yep.
Was very much like a Saturday morning cartoon back
She
in
was
the
chesty.
day, right?
She was very chesty, though.
Very chesty, yes.
That was not allowed.
Chesty
Uncle
LaRue.
Bill would be like, turn that now.
That makes sense. In addition to Betty Boop, there are, 20 other ones, 15 other tattoo options on there, including the racing sausages, the ball and glove logo, the Milwaukee logo. That's great. The
That
what
seems
is
like
that?
a trademark infringement, though.
It kind of does, but I guess you can't trademark Milwaukee.
Yeah, but that
It'd
looks
be like the script.
You also can't trademark
looks-
what I decide to put on my body in terms of a tattoo. I'm not selling it.
Wait, hold on. Are you going to get one of these, Joshy?
You are?
Yeah, of course.
I'm anti-tattoo.
Yeah, you're antiquated.
No,
Wait.
because your generation took it too far.
You have
way too far.
You have a tattoo, famously.
Thank you. I was going
know,
to say
but-
that.
Of the people on this panel, raise your hand if you have a tattoo.
But mine's with class.
But you can't be anti-tattoo if you have
Yes,
a
I
tattoo.
can. Yep.
Because, you know what the first thing I think of when I think of the Superman logo, Jen? Class.
You know what I am?
Classy.
I'm anti-cursing on the radio. There it is. There it is.
See, does that make sense
Put
to you,
that
too?
in your pipe and smoke it.
They take it too far. Like, you go to the gym and these, attractive-looking women that have sleeves and leg stuff. Come on, what are we doing here? Parents, let's parent a little
Just
better
because
here.
you're not attracted to it doesn't mean that other people aren't attracted
No,
to
I
it.
think most people are not.
It might be a mating
Put it on the
call.
poll.
I don't think so.
Homer's people will have my back on this, I guarantee.
Homer paid for Josh to get a tattoo.
Oh,
Notice how he
famously.
didn't do it on himself.
It doesn't mean he can't be anti-tattoo if he's paying for someone else to get a tattoo. Joshy, of these options, we should throw them up on the YouTube stream as well. What are you thinking? What are we leaning towards? We got a top 3?
I'm just going to be careful here, but the Milwaukee one with the familiar ribbon-ish banner logo that everyone knows.
That might be similar to the hat you're wearing
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
This was not intentional. I didn't know we were actually going to talk about this. I just saw it and said, hey, this is cool. But yeah, that one, I mean, all of them are great options.
Who's the one in the lower left with the jacks?
I mean, that's
Is that,
just a classic pin.
the
That's
kissing girl?
That's like a mud flap gal, right?
Yeah, it's just
Who's the kissing girl from my era? Remember she'd run out onto the field and
yes.
kiss players?
She was also rather busty.
The kissing bandit.
Yeah, the kissing bandit.
They would do
That-
that during games.
That he knows.
Yes.
Betty Boop was like a cultural phenomenon back in the day, but the kissing bandit you're familiar
Yeah.
with. What else? All right, so I really like the racing sausages, man, but it feels like you got to get all of them. And I'm not saying you should get all of them, but like it feels like it's a set.
See, I like I don't like this iteration of the racing sausages.
Oh, I like it because it's minimalist.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, you have to sort of pick and choose there. But I think, I don't know, most people in my experience, they have a favorite. You got one you really like, you can throw it on to somewhere near other tattoos if you're looking to fill a little space, because people do get sleeves and have space fillers. There's plenty of great options there.
I've always loved the glove. I think that is such a great logo.
It is certainly one of the more iconic and not
Yeah.
just here. It's recognized everywhere.
I see. I mean, so I'm again, like they just get more complicated as you like. Bernie seems a little complicated here, Josh.
Yes.
Like that would seems like it would take a little bit more time versus I don't know anything else on here.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a sliding scale on these. I've never done a flash tattoo. I've gotten many tattoos in different forms. But it's usually something they're trying to knock out in like 30 minutes because you're trying to rifle through people. I would imagine that one might cost a little bit more and take a little bit more time.
I really like the baseball with the sword through it. I didn't think I would, but there's something cool about that one.
Dagger.
I don't have any tattoos. I've always struggled from a what would I put on my body permanently standpoint.
Sure.
And I always said if I ever did anything, it would likely be something related to my kiddos. Well, now I got 3 of them. When I had one, it was like, oh, this is a cute idea. Then you start having more kids, and you're like,
I
I
gotta
don't
have 3 tattoos.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm just going to keep holding off until something better comes along.
You can just paint by numbers. Just start throwing a bunch at it all at one time, and then now you have so many, no one really pays attention to any of them.
Well, and that is actually the style. To your point, Shu, I've seen a lot of people who just get a bunch. Like at one point, it was like, if I'm going to get a tattoo, I'm going to get one tattoo, and it's going to be meaningful. It's going to be symbolic. And then all of a sudden, it was like, I might get another one, and another one, and another one. And all of a sudden, some of my girlfriends have like 6 or 7 up and down their arms, and they're all the little black line, simple.
Fine line.
Fine line. Thank you very much. I like this. I'm into this.
Don't do it. That and smoking are a definite out.
What do you care? What
Just
do you
saying.
care?
If I was to date a girl, tattoos and
guess what you're
smoking
not
would be a
doing?
deal changer.
Listen,
I
I'm
am
pretty
out.
sure your wife is dead set against you dating girls, so we're good.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you wouldn't be showing up to work the next day if you were dating another girl.
That's very true. I would be dead.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm just saying, like my kids, you bring home a girl that's got sleeves and smokes. Come on.
Why do you
I'm not
think-
the only one.
Why
Jen,
do you think those two things go together?
I don't know.
It's interesting that you're just sort of trapped. And trapped in a sense of your sensibilities are exactly the last time there's been no software updates. You haven't updated the software.
That in my grasp.
Hasn't
right?
had to reset. Hasn't had to restart the computer for a while.
Which is wild because my computer asks me every 6 days, hey, we got to do a software update.
It's like 1999 happened, and then the rest of the world
Never
just,
evolved.
Yeah.
It's very true.
I wonder how long the line's going to be. This is where I start like strategizing for things that I probably won't do, but like if I were going to do it, what time does the line open? What time would I have to get there to be early in line? I don't want to stand around in line to get this, but I think if I could get there early, be one of the first people to get it, it might be a cool story. It might be cool to have.
If you were going to get one, which one would you get?
Okay, I don't like the hot. Here's what I'll do. I'll do process of elimination, okay? I'm not getting the mud flap gal. I'm not getting a hot dog on my body.
Sure, that's fair.
Feels like the
That's
jokes
fair.
right.
Also, like the hot dog with just the eyes is kind of creepy.
The jokes write themselves.
Yeah.
Won't get the rose. Not my thing. I'd like that JB's, which is the place that is offering this service, has their own logo as well. Probably wouldn't get that. Sort of like the nondescript baseball. Kind of just like the baseball that's rolling up there underneath the racing sausages.
That's
all right.
that's like that's kind of one of those alternate logos because the Brewers have the wheat as the seams of the baseball.
Yep, I think Betty Boop is obviously out. Probably not going to get the one that resembles the hat that Joshy's wearing, which is a ice cold beer. So I'm leaning towards the racing sausage, and I'm thinking the Italian.
But why do two of them have no mouths? Do you notice that?
Yeah, because they don't have the facial hair. Because I mean, there's no mouths below the facial hair of the three that have the facial hair.
So the racing sausages, two of them don't have a mouth?
Wait, so tell me which one is the Italian now that we're looking at him closer.
It's got to be the guy with the...
Yeah, the hat, the chef hat.
Yeah.
The chef
Italian.
hat with the
And
mustache.
then the other guy's the churro.
So
Chorizo.
Oh, the chorizo. That's close.
I mean, at least he confused it with a Brewers player.
Who's the one with the beak?
that's the bratwurst.
Because that's a
Where's
mustache.
That's a mustache.
Which one's Polish?
Polish is the hat and the sunglasses.
Oh, man. Gabe has got this down, man.
Go to a Brewers game, you can recognize the racing sausages.
No, I mean, I do. I actually have raced in the racing sausages race before, but
that I understand because you can't really see the outside of it. You know, you're inside the sausage.
and then
so
the
I'll
one
give
on
you a
the
break
end is
there.
the hot dog. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay,
the
the
hot
one
dog
on
with
the
no
end.
mouth is a
I gotta
little-
be. Yeah.
It's a little creepy.
It looks like a. Mm-hmm. It's a little phallic, if you will, right? With the cap and everything, Chew, right? Got the little hat on.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I love this, Joshy. I kind of want you to not live stream this, but will you at least like
Documenting?
yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love this for us.
I mean, I got tattooed live on KBN.
Yeah.
Over the stream. So taking a couple pictures and videos and supplying them, yeah, of course.
so I got to be honest with you guys. I feel like that would be problematic for me. The needle sound sends shivers up my spine. I don't even think. I'm thinking about the sound right
I was
now.
about to say.
And it's giving me the.
Jeeks.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Right, Josh?
Yeah, you kind of get used to it once it starts, but I mean, some people have things that they don't like.
Yeah, I'm telling you, every time I think about it, my back, I get the.
Well, Chewy's anti-needle. I'm surprised again. He's saying it's not a big deal.
But most people, when they get a tattoo, are smashed anyway. So
it's
also not true.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, me and Brett were smashed.
Just because you two knuckleheads were.
Yeah. And that was at 10:30 in the morning.
I was thinking, even if you're the tattoo establishment and you have a rule that says you cannot be smashed, if Brett Favre and Mark Chmura walk into your tattoo parlor in 1995, I don't care how smashed you are, get on the table. Right?
Oh, they didn't even know who we were. No, it was 93.
Oh, 93?
Yeah, so they didn't know who we were.
I mean,
they
people would have known
who Brett Favre was. What are we trying to do here?
In Phoenix. So we got it in Phoenix.
Got it in Phoenix. Okay.
We got it in Scottsdale. Yeah. So, no, right?
I mean, at that point, no.
Yes.
Brett wasn't, well-known nationwide.
Well, while we're playing tropes, if you were in Scottsdale, I understand why you were smashed. It's what people do in Scottsdale, according to the narrative. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We've got Jason Wilde coming up next to talk all things Packers. I'm super pumped for our guy Joshy, who is getting a flash tattoo on opening day at, what's the place called again? I dropped my thing.
J&B's.
Oh, J&B's.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Joshy.
If you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now is the time, because Pella of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest financing all the way until 2032. That's right. 0% interest until 2032. In Wisconsin, your home takes a beating year-round. Look, we already know that. It takes a beating throughout the course of a week with some of this weather that we've had throughout the course of March. But the right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look. And I can attest to that with the brand new front door I got for our house last year with Pella of Wisconsin. One lucky homeowner will win up to $5,000 off their new Pella window or door project when they schedule an appointment at the Home and Garden Show. Just stop by the Pella booth and ask a Pella representative for details. Or if you just want to get started right away, head over to PellaWI.com today.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we've got some backups coming in from 70th Street all the way to about 35th. The westbound side's eased up nicely. We've got northbound 41 tightening up just before Mayfair Road all the way up to Burleigh. The rest of the system is looking pretty good. Traffic is brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your home for basketball this March. Stop in for great local food, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall tournament action. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, a high of 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 35. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate The Arts Hotel.
All right, Wisconsin, Josh DiMaggio here, and you know it's tournament time, and Wanna Parlay is where players go to win. If you're building brackets and backing your picks, now you've got even more ways to cash in, and with brand new alternative lines on Wanna Parlay. More control, more strategy, bigger upside. And don't forget, the world's richest parlay is waiting. Download Wanna Parlay in the App Store today and use code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. Don't just watch it, play it with the world's richest parlay, Wanna Parlay.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Always great to connect with our friend and teammate Jason Wilde, 1 month away from the NFL draft. Good morning, Jason. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're good. I have 2 questions for you. One, are we still doing Cracker Jack?
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack, like that?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
When's the last time you had a Cracker Jack?
Me personally, I think we were at a tournament of some sort, and the little concession stand had them, and I had to explain to the girls what it was and how there's a prize at the bottom. But it's been a while since I had Cracker Jack myself.
We have karaoke with Jason Wilde this morning. I love this.
I'm in a singing mood. Yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long, long, lonely time.
All right, so the last thing I have for you is, will we hear from the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers before the NFL draft?
Yeah, it's a good question. I did inquire about that. I was at Lambeau Field yesterday for Bob Harlan's celebration of life and got to see a lot of the old guard, which was awesome. I did not. I'm guessing that a lot of the folks that work there now went to the mass, which I was not able to attend. But I did not see the current PR staff. Saw Sarah Quick, but that was it. And I did not inquire yesterday, but I had texted someone about it, and I was told that it's a good idea, which I said thank you. But that Matt LaFleur had not committed to that yet. So my next text might be to Matt LaFleur because, as you guys know, I don't want to get into this again, but I'm getting pretty frustrated.
What's Rodgers doing, Jason? You texted
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
I've not texted him. I saw he's on another ayahuasca journey or something, maybe.
Oh, right.
Because wasn't McCarthy there?
He was, and he was asked by Kevin Harlan about the idea of reuniting with Rodgers, and Mike didn't know he was going to be on stage. I was talking to him afterward. He's such a good egg, and so he didn't really prepare for that, but he had a great line. He's always pretty good off the cuff, and he said, I would love to give all you guys some breaking news, but he said it would be great to reunite with him, but beyond that, they still don't know what's going to happen, and Rodgers is technically a free agent, so I would say that if Aaron Rodgers wants to play this year, now that the Vikings have gone with Kyler Murray, I would think it's Pittsburgh or bust. So I don't know if he wants to play or not. I watched him on McAfee, which I hadn't done in a long time, thankfully. And he sounded kind of non-committal to me, but I love the idea. But then again, I'm not the one who has to cover him each week.
Yeah, and Jason, I know, how much, Bob Harlan meant to you and obviously to so many people just in that greater Green Bay area. What was your takeaway after attending the Celebration of Life yesterday?
So our old friend Jamie Glenberg, his sister Courtney, is married to Mike Harlan, and they were nice enough to make sure that I got to go to I don't know what to call it, the more private gathering. I don't want to call it an after party because that's definitely not the term I'm looking for. But they did. They had a visitation in the morning during the show, and then a mass, and then they had this public thing in the atrium, and that's where Chewy you saw McCarthy talk and Ron Wolf talked, and then afterward they went upstairs to the fourth floor, and they had more private gathering, and Tom Silverstein from the Journal Sentinel and I think we're the only two reporters that were invited, and for me it was great. Like it's super sad the reason why we were all gathered together, but it was so much of the old guard. Ron Wolf was there, and I sat with him and his wife Edie for a long time, and lots, just Chewy, this from having played. Like there's so many people. In fact, when the Packers tried to hire me to write for Packers.com, one of the things that I said that they needed to do, which I wish they had taken my advice, but they haven't, is tell the stories of all the people that work behind the scenes, right? Mm-hmm. Like Judy in the mailroom and Marge the seamstress. And so to see all those folks, Jeannie Bruette, who was Ron Wolf's secretary. Mm-hmm. We were joking about how, I would call her every day. I talked to her more often than I talked to my mom at that point because I would call every day to talk to Ron, and Ron would always call me back. And now Moody has talked, February 5th, and then he talked at the Combine, and that's the only time he's available. So a lot of talk about the good old days and, seeing Madeline, who said some very nice things to me when I talked to her briefly, and Olivia, Harlan, Decker, and Sam, and all three of Bob and Madeline's sons were there, and they're all varying degrees of Bob, and so they're all so genuine and appreciative. Again, as I told you guys last week or 2 weeks ago, like I'm the one who's thankful. They don't need to be thankful for me, but it was really neat to see so many. I think Bob, what I said when I was talking to people was basically, look, Bob would be sad that this is the reason why we're all together, but he would have loved this because seeing so many of the people that really do make that place special or did make it special back in the day. And somebody said something really interesting to me. They said that they've had some interactions with Ed, and I don't think they meant it as a put down about Mark Murphy, but they said that Ed's got some Bob Harlan to him, which I thought was a huge compliment for Ed Policy.
Pivoting here, Jason, to a recent transaction, the Green Bay Packers have re-signed Aaron Mosby, and there is a theory that maybe he will have a larger role with the team than he has had, a significant special teams contributor. How should Packers read the Aaron Mosby re-signing?
Yeah, double-digit sacks, probably. What they wound up doing, because he was a restricted free agent. What they wound up doing with, I think, all of them except Zane Anderson, who coincidentally I was texting with last night, and he's super excited to be with Halfley in Miami, and then with Emmanuel Wilson. All those other restricted free agents, I think they re-signed them to deals that were for less than the lowest tender. And I'm guessing Mosby, I think, is the last one, and I think he probably got a similar deal. So, look, he's had a few flashes, obviously. He's proof that if you do something in the last preseason game, you can make the team, because a couple of years ago, he was not going to make this roster. And then he had a big preseason finale, and he ended up making the team. But I wouldn't hinge my pass rush hopes on him. He was pretty damn good on their coverage units. Like, he's a bigger dude, but he was really productive for them last year. So if he does have a bigger role, great. But now that gives them one more low-key option at outside linebacker. I got to readjust to going back to that because it's now him, Brenton Cox, Barron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, LVN, and Micah, I think. I don't think I'm missing anybody on that list. That sounds to me like a group that's still kind of thin.
Jason, what was your take on Mike Florio's article about the 18th game, but the players only have to play 17?
Yeah, I know that there's a lot.
Then why have an 18th game? You know,
I appreciate. First of all, I appreciate you being clear about your opinion because sometimes it's hard to read you. And so I agree with Chewy.
That was sarcasm for anyone out there who might have missed it, right?
Mm-hmm. I was hoping the chuckling would give that away. Yeah. So I think a couple things. I think, and look, you've known me a really long time, Chew, and how I feel about players. I am always pro-player, not pro-organization or pro-league. And if my argument would be, and look, the unflattering things that I've now read about J.C. Tretter are obviously troubling and concerning. He now has a lot of power. I hope he, to those with great power comes great responsibility. I really hope he doesn't F this up. Because
I doubt it, Jason.
If they doubt it. I doubt it too, Gabe. Now I agree with Gabe. Jen, say something so I can agree with you. So I can make it a clean sweep. But Josh will chime in about his tattoo. So look, if you want an 18th game this badly, and the players know they do, and I still believe that this stuff about private equity and the Packers needing to name Lambeau Field, the ulterior motive is to drive down player costs, which is ludicrous. So, if they want this 18th game so bad, make them pay through the nose. Get lifetime health care for these guys. Think farther down the road. I mean, my God, J.C. Tretter is a former player. He should know, right? He is not playing anymore. Is that correct? He is retired?
That is correct.
I mean, come on, man. And get 2 bye weeks. They're going to make every team go overseas at one point. Remember that? We talked about this because, again, Mark Mosby just can't help himself. It's his farewell press conference after the shareholders meeting, and he tells everybody, hey, yeah, eventually, there's going to be 16 games overseas every season, and everybody's going to go. Well, if they're going to make that part of the deal, again, make them pay. And I don't understand, why would you prefer the 18 games, but you only have to play 17 model, when what you could do is have that extra, you have an extra week of games then. And then you could have the Super Bowl the Sunday before President's Day, and everybody could have off the next day.
Jason Wilde joining us on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling now officially in Wisconsin, family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. This has to come together pretty quickly, doesn't it, Jason? Because the whole, again, Florio putting these pieces together when he did it last Friday on the Rich Eisen show is the Super Bowl in less than 24 months from now, scheduled to be in Atlanta, does not have a date. They've got to get that date locked down. I mean, this all has to come together pretty quickly, no?
Well, again, how adamant are these billionaires to get more out of this? More, what is it? The old saying, the blood from a stone, or whatever that is. I mean, how desperate are they? It can come together very easily, right? Players still get. And again, I can't wait to see what kind of negotiator J.C. Tretter is, because for all the criticism that Gene Upshaw took for being, too buddy-buddy with Paul Tagliabue back in the day, for all the criticism DeMaurice Smith got, some of it very much deserved, the past is prologue. So learn your lessons from these guys and really affect significant change when you have something. This is the thing that Rodgers, the last time Rodgers was on the show was after he attended that meeting for the last CBA, and he was so mad that he called Tausch and I and wanted to vent on the air about it, about how no one was thinking long term. And while there's certainly things that he says that I disagree with, that time I agreed with wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. So to your point, Gabe, like if the owners are adamant about an 18th game, then the players have to be equally adamant about things that improve everything for their rank and file. And they've just been so, and Chewy, back me up on this, they've just been so galactically stupid about what they see as a win. Less time in the off season, fewer off season workouts. Like, again, I just, and by the way, those hurt your youngest members of your union because they don't get as much coaching. So that's not even a win for them. It's a win for your veteran players. So again, you're right, Gabe, and obviously Florio, who can be agitating and irritating at times,
and now I'll
made the great point. Thank you very much. Made the point about the schedule and the Super Bowl not having a date. He's a smart guy. He did follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel, but make it count. Take advantage of their greed and be a little greedy yourself for the players.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
You can listen to Jason Wilde more on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Events by Design can help boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more. And now is the time to be thinking about, okay, what are you doing this summer? Are you having a party for your employees? Do you have a celebration you want to put together? Events by Design can help. They helped us with our golf outing last year. I'm really excited to see some of the different things that Events by Design is going to be doing. From what I've heard with Analysis Live coming up this week, they're going to have a hand in that. Can't wait to see all the great fine touches that they're going to have at Analysis Live as well. For 25 years, Events by Design has helped companies execute successful events. So retain top talent. Invest in that culture today. All you have to do is search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
East and westbound on 894, we're seeing a few taps on the brakes. Eastbound coming out of the Hale interchange, well, technically from Highway 100 through the Hale, all the way past 76th Street. You're back on the brakes then from 60th Street all the way towards Loomis. Westbound's backing up from 27th Street to Loomis. Northbound 4394, a little bit tight, heading right past Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 94 slowing down from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound from 76th Street all the way to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy skies, a high of 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 35. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Clinton Yates here. Game day brings the excitement. Your stay should feel just as memorable. With Marriott Bonvoy, official hotel partner of the NCAA and U.S. Soccer, you're connected to a portfolio of brands designed for how you travel. Some offer complimentary breakfast. Others give you room to spread out, space to stay productive, or extended stay comforts. So whether you're a traveling fan or part of the team, Marriott Bonvoy celebrates the moments that live on before and after the game. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in.
What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? That's why I love my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. You can check them out in person at the State Fair Park Expo Center's Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. It's the perfect chance to step inside, compare models, and even ask questions. Good Health Saunas has been doing this for more than 20 years, and they back it all with a true lifetime warranty, which was huge for me. If an infrared sauna has been on your list, find Good Health Saunas at State Fair Park, March 20th through the 29th.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
At Saturn Lounge, we know. If your marketing actually worked, you would know. Your website would perform. Your storytelling would inspire. Your campaigns would deliver leads that become sales. You wouldn't need a report to tell you. Visit SaturnLounge.com today. When marketing works, it shows.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Look, you take Jesus and the presents out, and it's not even in the top 10.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you take sex out of the anniversary, then that's not that fun either.
On 94.5 ESPN.
You know what I always say, happy wife means a happy life, and a lot of times that starts with a visit to my guy Dino, the dancing machino at the Jewelry Center. Earrings, custom jewelry, and repair services. The Jewelry Center does it all, and when it comes to top-of-the-line engagement rings, they are second to none. And when that day comes for my boys to take that next step, I know exactly where they're going. They're going to the Jewelry Center. Great deals on selections of both lab-grown and naturally mined diamonds, plus specialists who make the process easy and fun. Just ask Gabe. Stop into one of their 4 locations, Brookfield, Greenfield, Burlington, and Mequon, or shop the full inventory online at shoptjc.com.
We talked to Jason Wilde just a few moments ago about the Mosby re-signing, and we've also had brief conversations, maybe not super in-depth conversations, about them switching to this 3-4 base front, which I think means even though Mosby is listed as a defensive tackle, defensive end, then he will be a linebacker in this defense. Chewy, when we talk about switching this defense, what is your biggest concern about where the Packers are now and where they need to be from a personnel standpoint?
Coverage. And that would mean Micah Parsons and or I assume Lucas Van Ness will be starting. Because if they are going to play nickel and you're not going to blitz, one of those is responsible for coverage. And we've seen it, Preston Smith was okay at it. It wasn't great. He got torched a few times, and teams know this, and teams attack it. I really don't want Van Ness or Parsons covering the back out of the backfield on a swing route. That's just a liability.
But if you're going nickel, Chew, you're taking a defensive lineman off the field. You're not taking So it's a four-man front if you're going nickel.
No, not necessarily. You can still play nickel out of a 3-4.
Yeah, but
they just substitute him as a linebacker. But, if you're going to play zone, the flats have to be covered. There's just not enough guys, And then typically when you go blitz, you got to play man. I don't know, I'm not sure what Gannon likes, either or man or zone, but where it's good is against the run. Now that you got Hargrove inside with Wyatt, because typically you have to run downhill, and what I mean downhill is between the tackles, because your outside guys have leverage on the offensive players on the outside. So that would be sturdy, but there's a little bit of liability in coverage.
Gabe, how often do you think he'll be dropping?
I don't think it's going to be happening that often. Although, last year teams were playing base a little bit more often. I think, teams are trying to go a little bit more run. Again, Chewy talks about it all the time from when his team in 96, when they would go two tight ends, you go light on defense, we're going to run. You go heavy, we're going to pass. And I think some teams have been trying to match up a little bit more heavy to match up against run, which is why teams have been a little bit more run heavy, because so many defenses, whether it's a 4-3, whether it's a 3-4, are basically just saying, we don't think you can go 10-plus plays, and they're trying to keep everything in front. They're trying to limit these explosive plays, so teams are running the ball as a counter to that, because they've had success doing it. So it's part of this chess match that teams are having every year, and teams played, I think it went from under 25% to close to 30% base last year in the NFL. So we could see more of this 3-4 base as the Packers continue.
That's what they might do with Mosby, Gabe, is when they do go to a 3-4, then you take Van Ness out, because they're not taking Parsons out.
No, but I think so. Right now, there are three down linemen in the base, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think would be Brooks, Wyatt, and Hargrave.
Yes.
I think Brooks is the one coming off the field when they go into nickel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
nickel, you don't automatically have to take. A nickel, you can take out a linebacker or a D lineman.
Sure, but I don't think they're going to take Edgerrin Cooper or Zaire Franklin off the field. I think you keep those two guys. You take off Carl Brooks, and then you've got Parsons, LVN, as you bring in.
It'll be situational, like second and long. Yeah, maybe they do, because then you're better against the pass because you're in nickel. You're not a 2nd and 10. You're not so as much threatened by the run.
Yeah, exactly.
And your guys should be pretty sturdy up front. So it's a chess match.
I actually really like this. I like this. Gabe, give us again who you think those 3 down linemen will be, and then give us how you see the unit behind it shaking out.
So as the roster sits right now, my best guess would be Carl Brooks, Devontae Wyatt, Javon Hargrave are the 3 down linemen.
Hargrave, the guy they got from Minnesota.
Correct. So then your linebacker, again, your linebackers with, everybody being healthy, you would assume Micah Parsons would be one outside, LVN would be the other outside. You've got Zaire Franklin and Edgerrin Cooper as your inside linebackers in your base 3-4. And then, Keyshawn, Carrington Valentine, Evan Williams, Xavier McKinney are the 4 DBs.
Very, very different look defense. It looks different. Zaire Franklin is out there. Hargrave is out there. Obviously, Wyatt and Brooks are returners. Parsons is going to be out for the first, what do we think, month at least of the season?
So
how are they going to square that when he's not there?
Well, again, that's where you've got, so many, they signed, Brenton Cox Jr., Barron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, Aaron Mosby. They've got a lot of bodies there. I know it's
just how good they are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to be determined during OTAs and training camp. Who's going to be able to take those opportunities? Because and even though Micah plays 90% of the time, and he's the opposite of Rashawn Gary, where he's a high snap count guy. I doubt, and Chew, I guess, maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, I would assume whenever he comes back, he's still going to be eased in to an extent.
Yes.
Right? Like, he's not going to go out there that first game back from an ACL and play 90% of the snaps. He's probably going to play closer to 75 or 80 and kind of ramp him up to get him to what the threshold he's typically at.
Because his game is leverage with contact, which, mentally, there's a mental part of this thing that you have to be able to trust that knee, and that takes time. It's not like Christian Watson going out there, not bumped, running an 18-yard dig route. This is a guy trying to get the edge, put a lot of stress on those knees. That's his game with pressure. So, yeah, there's more of a ramp-up period for a big guy than there is little guys.
Chewy, you anticipate they're moving him around? If they're in nickel, they're moving Micah Parsons around?
Yeah, I think they
rushing off the edge, moving him inside, that type of thing.
It depends on Van Ness how much I mean, early in the year last year, he's a high motor guy, but he couldn't stay healthy. That's the problem. If Van Ness comes out and he's like, hey, he's getting there, then they don't have to as much. If he's not, or if he's hurt again, then you got to kind of manufacture things, and that probably moves Parsons around.
They had ideas last year of having, LVN, Gary, and Parsons all in the field at the same time, and obviously LVN had issues staying healthy. But, yeah, I think you have to move guys around in today's NFL. I don't think you just want to make it obvious, oh, yeah, Micah's just going to be here all the time. Makes it easy to chip, makes it easy to double team and try to keep him off. When you have a weapon like Micah Parsons, and you saw this with Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and all the guys of that ilk, like, they move those guys around because they want the offensive line to be guessing and keep them off balance of, okay, we always have to pay attention to where this guy is, and that's where miscommunications happen. If he lines up over the left tackle each and every time, well, they just kind of go into autopilot then.
I guess I just assumed that lighter boxes mean he has more options, that when you have a heavier base, you're maybe a little more static.
Yeah, I mean, they're only going to move him around in those obvious passing situations, right? When you get into your sub packages. When you're in the nickels, the dimes, that's the only time they're really going to move Micah around.
My guess is they're going to have like a smorgasbord of defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's 3rd and 13, you're going to see him in a 4-3. 4-3 nickel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
where we're going to be like, all right, we got
linemen.
Parsons. We can create pressure with 4. Let's just keep it simple. Get there with 4, drop 7. And then conversely, if it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, they may be in a 3-4 because it's better against the run.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning. Stick around.
Nothing goes better with buzzer beaters than a cold Yuengling beer. Whether you're following your brackets or just in it for the snacks, Yuengling, it's the go-to game day beer. It's now here in Wisconsin. You should be making sure that your fridge is full for that next watch party. If you're hosting that watch party, make sure you stock up on Yuengling Traditional Lager, or maybe you want to try Flight by Yuengling. That's the next generation of light beer. Great beer, great hoops, the perfect excuse to take a long lunch break. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
If you're responsible for how money moves through your business, you won't want to miss this. Fifth Third Bank invites business owners, CFOs, controllers, and finance leaders to join us Tuesday, April 28th at St. Kate for a special event focused on the future of automated payables, integrated receivables, and modern cash management. Hear from industry experts on the latest technology, trends, and strategies, helping businesses improve efficiency, strengthen controls, and accelerate cash flow. Reserve your spot today by emailing rsvpmilwaukee@53.com. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Out on the course, they're the PGA Tour's best players. But in the arena, they're prime time. And Season 2 of TGL presented by SoFi is back with lights, cameras, action. We're talking big moments, big personalities, big names in the stands, all on the big screen. Big-time matchups with shot clocks, hammer drops, timeouts, overtime, and playoffs. It's city versus city, squad versus squad. The sport just hits different under the lights. It's TGL presented by SoFi. Keep up. It's golf. Tune into every match. Only on ESPN.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Excuse me. Hold on. Getting choked up over it. So, hold on. Gonna be a moment.
On 94.5 ESPN.
What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? You can with a Good Health Sauna. You can also see them in person at the State Fair Expo Center's Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. That means it's going on right now. It's the perfect chance to step inside, compare models, and ask questions about just how easy a Good Health Sauna is to install in your home. Good Health Sauna has been doing this for more than 20 years, and they back their saunas with a true lifetime warranty. If you've been thinking about getting a sauna, head to the Expo Center, find Good Health Saunas, and talk to them about your options. It's March 20th through the 29th for the Good Health Saunas at State Fair Park Expo Center, March 20th through the 29th. I saw a video circulating on Instagram. It was Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, and they asked each other, can you laugh without smiling? It was one of those tests.
With the invention of Botox, yes.
You're probably out on Botox too, aren't you, old man?
I'm just saying, I've seen people laugh like this.
That's not really a laugh, though.
It sounds like you're in pain.
It has to be obvious that you're laughing.
That's a cry for help.
Do you think you can? I haven't tried it yet because I wanted to wait and do it with you guys. But can you?
No.
Can you laugh without smiling?
No.
Yes, you can, Gabe.
Yes, if you paralyze your facial muscles to the extent that they can't actually smile, sure.
No,
if you're doing a genuine laugh, no, you are smiling.
Right. But can you laugh without smiling?
No.
I'm not talking about, Botox or any other paralysis
toxin.
Stuff.
Like, can I?
Boom, there you got it.
Yes. I mean, if you're asking me to say the word ha-ha without smiling, yes, I can do that. But
I don't
that's
think
not
that counts
genuine.
either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Exactly. You
Hold
can't
on,
do
I'm
it.
trying.
No, you're not going to be able to do it.
You have to keep your face serious.
What are you doing? Ha-ha?
Laughing.
Laugh without smiling.
Without smiling.
Yeah.
You got a little.
I can't do it. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do it. Gabe, try.
No, I can't. I can't do it.
Just try, though.
I mean, but I seriously can't think of a way to do it.
You have to keep your face serious like this, and then.
But that's not a laugh. Like you're smiling a little bit.
I know. I can feel
the corners of your lips are just.
I can feel it upturn.
Yes,
uptick.
Exactly.
Chewy,
you can make a noise, but it's not going to be a laugh.
So I'll let you know that they were both successful at doing it. But then I also think that those are trained actors who, like, their face is their instrument, right?
Yeah.
Like all of the little micro expressions that they're capable. You're trying. I can see it.
Well, no, I'm just trying to think of a way to do it. I have not seen the video.
No, you're smiling.
So this is like farting and sneezing, right? Along those lines?
What?
You never heard of that before?
What does that mean?
Josh, there's a line. What's the line? Don't do this and this at the same time.
Keep me out of this.
There's a line.
Just so you know,
the fans will respond. The listeners will respond.
Farting and laughing? Is it just don't fart and laugh at the same
time? Sneezing.
Like the only thing I can think of with sneezing is like you can't sneeze with your eyes open.
That's true.
Which is just a true thing.
Which is why I hate sneezing while driving.
Yeah, because you got to close the
that
eyes for a
second of darkness is terrifying.
Right. Does your heart really stop when you sneeze?
I feel like that's an old wives' tale.
Well, that's why you say God bless you.
Excuse me?
Yes, that is the origin. I don't know if it actually does, in fact, stop or if it causes any...
Wait, so the reason why we say God bless you is because supposedly your heart stopped?
I believe that was the belief. Now, do I know if that's accurate right now? I would have some doubts. We could Google it.
Because, again, if you have a sneezing fit, like if you're somebody who sneezes...
Yeah. Let me ask you this,
if you're somebody who sneezes in succession of threes...
Josh.
I don't feel confident either way, but it doesn't seem like the case.
Verdict is, no, your heart does not stop when you sneeze. It's a common myth. While the intense pressure changes in your chest can briefly affect your heart's rhythm or cause it to slow down, it continues to beat and function normally.
Now, technically, every time you sneeze, you die?
Well, but again, he's right that I think that's why you say God bless you.
Yes.
Yeah, but what Josh said is kind of like old school now, I believe. So why are you going to Google when you should be going to ChatGPT? Am I right, Gabe?
ChatGPT.
See what they say. I don't know how to do it, but
and ChatGPT is also like, still working out some of the bugs.
Yeah. Also,
some inaccuracies
Google, the first response will always be an AI response.
Oh, really?
And when I look up things that I'm going to share with a larger audience, I generally don't want to just give it whatever it gives back. I'd like to see the sourcing.
Yeah, the actual article.
And sometimes it does provide it, depending on what you're using, but I like to sometimes do a little deeper dive.
Especially when we're talking about medical.
Yes.
Colin weighing in on the carbless talk and text line. Again, we do not know if any of this stuff is verifiable, but he said, yes, the old burp snart. The burp, sneeze, and fart at the same time. What? It's Colin, you just telling us that that's a thing? Is that what that was?
That's hard to do.
I think he's making fun of Chewy is what he's doing right now.
But also snart would be the combination of sneeze and fart. You don't need the burp in there, right? Because Chewy was talking about sneezing and farting at the same time. So it's called a snart. Or at least it's going to be from here on out.
Which derived from the shart.
Sure, yes. Q weighing in saying, good morning, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It's my son Evan's 11th birthday today. Can you guys wish him a happy birthday on the way to school? Thank you, guys. Your show is amazing.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Sorry you had to listen to Chewy talk about sneezing and farting at the same time.
Happy birthday, Evan. Sorry about the snart.
Yeah, don't talk about that at school. We wish you a very happy birthday.
We're sorry for being a bad influence. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We have an issue on southbound 94, right about at Rawson Avenue. We've got a crash on the left shoulder. A few cars involved with this, so just be careful. Southbound on 43 has backups from Silver Spring all the way down to Locust. Northbound 4394 backed up out of the Mitchell interchange up past Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound on 894, backups from the Mitchell interchange past Loomis. And then on the other side, we've got delays basically from Beloit Road on southbound 894 down through the Hale interchange all the way to Loomis as well. Traffic is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy skies, a high of 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 35. Weather's brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Upgrade your wellness routine with an in-home infrared sauna. Visit goodhealthsaunas.com and check them out at the Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th at the State Fair Park Expo Center. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick. Your email said you had a big surprise. Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Ever more.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for. Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
We are the home for all your Brewers coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Shamara. Here's Jen Latta.
I don't think this is a new phenomenon, but I still don't like it. So there's a report out there about families who are trying to manipulate, and that's what it is. It's a manipulation. Their children's future sports success. And as I mentioned, I don't think that this is anything new, but apparently it's just taken a different strategy. It's taken a different lane. Kids repeating 8th grade for NIL dreams. So there's an article out there talking about how there are more kids nowadays, even straight A students who do not need to repeat the 8th grade, whose parents are forcing them to, or forcing the schools to allow them to, in order to grow ahead of recruitment for college NIL packages, because of course those are potentially worth millions and millions of dollars. And I gotta be honest, guys, I hate it. I hate it because it is exactly what I said, Gabe. It's a manipulation of the system. When our kids are young and they play on sports teams, there are very strict age windows for each team. Now, occasionally, if your child is elite, they will let them move up a level, right? So that they're playing with kids who are at the same talent level as they are for their development. But you don't let them go down. You don't let them play and dominate the kids who are younger than them. They have these in place for a reason. Why is it any different when we get to high school, college, and beyond? Why are we allowing families and athletes in the 8th grade to be held back in school so that they will theoretically be bigger than their peers for athletic reasons?
Oh, yeah, because you want that extra year to physically develop before this money. And again, like you said, this is not a new phenomenon. People have been doing this. Again, the supposed reward on the other side was a scholarship previously before the NIL era. And now, because you have literally millions of dollars at stake, yeah, there's probably going to be some more people that try to take a swing at this. Now, chances are, if you feel like you have to do this to your kid to give them a better chance, got bad news for you. Probably not going to work out. Because either your kid's an incredibly talented athlete or they're not. You know, having that extra year of development, sure, is going to help. But these college coaches are going to recognize, again, they don't necessarily care about the age, as we see with, 27, 28-year-olds playing in college, athletics now with, the different, eligibility rules that they're trying to play with and through and all those different things. But they're going to recognize, oh, this kid at 19, he's still not as developed as he needs to be. Yeah, maybe he's a little bit more physically mature, but if he doesn't have the other skills necessary, then they're still not going to get the NIL dollars that you're chasing, and you're just honestly hurting the development of your kid because they have to repeat the 8th grade, even if they don't have to repeat the 8th grade.
Delusional parents.
Yeah.
I've dealt with them my whole career. And it's funny, it's along the line as recruiting boots. Recruiting boots. When your kid goes to a school and is being recruited, look at all the kids wearing Timberland work boots to give themselves an extra 1.5 inches of height. Like, hey, the coaches won't see this. The coach, and they clearly are like, kid's got his recruiting boots on. It's ridiculous. And we dealt with a family of one of my kids who they held back every one of their kids, right? Clearly held them back. You know where that kid played after high school?
Nowhere. University
I always said, if the kid is good enough, I don't care what age you are, they will find him.
Mm-hmm.
They will find him. But there's so many delusional. I'll never forget. I was out hunting somewhere. I think it was like in Spring Green or something. And this parent came up to me, and his kid was like 8. And he's like, what can I do to make my kid, put him on supplements? I'm like, how about this? This is a good idea. Let him be a kid. He's 8.
Yeah, especially at that age, you see kids that are a little more physically mature dominate, but then they don't really. Then they kind of stop growing, and everybody else catches up.
That's what Dario tells everybody. Dario's like, I was 6 feet when I was in 5th grade. They were like, oh my God, this kid's gonna. Guess what he is now? 6 feet.
They all peak. I'll never forget my roommate at Boston College, my freshman year, and I was, I came from a tiny school, the smallest school in the state that played football, and this guy was Mr. Ohio, running back. Chiseled. You know how much he played at BC? He played special teams his senior year because he peaked out at 17, 18 years old. You just never know when these kids are going to peak out. So
I guess I just worry, guys, from a philosophical standpoint, that the kid will always believe that their value is exclusively in what they can do from an athletic standpoint. I feel like if you're making these decisions based on, I want them to be bigger than their peers on the field. And look, again, we've all read Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers.
No, not all.
Can you just go with it?
I'm sorry.
You're familiar with the concept, though, that I'm about to refer to, Chewy, which is that when they break those teams into the age groups, the kids who are the oldest of the age group oftentimes are the ones that move on, that get elevated, right? Because they have a few months more. If you were born in January versus being born in July, you have those 6 months more than the rest of the group that you're with. So you are a little bigger. You are a little faster. You are a little stronger. And inevitably, coaches mistake that size difference for superior talent. And then they move those kids up to the next level. And by the time they reach high school, if you've been in those developmental programs, you have gotten significantly more training, which sort of is the what ends up separating you from the rest. I'm not giving that the its due. I'm not saying it as well as I needed to say it. But the point is that there are already advantages to being 6 months older. Imagine being a whole year older than the kids you're going against and how that will be perceived by people. I just think it's a disadvantage to the kids as a whole. And parents often do things that they think will benefit their kids, but actually are not as beneficial as they think.
And I just feel like this is... Again, this is a fool's errand in my mind, because a lot of times, if you're going after a scholarship in one sport, very rarely, and this is, again, not something I necessarily believe in, as somebody who went to, like Chewy, a small sports, you got to play all the sports, or a small school, so you play all the sports. Like specialization. And when you hit the specialization and you're playing not for your high school team, but you're playing for an AAU basketball team or one of these travel, there's so many different travel baseball academies here in Milwaukee alone, like that does get separated out by age. So even though you get held back, if you're going to be playing baseball or basketball or whatever in the summer in an off season, like that kind of gets separated out anyway. So, I mean, sure, you can go out there and dominate in high school, but then when you're going up against, some more of your peers in these age groups, if you're going to one of these specialized tournaments, again, that kind of gets washed out.
And these kids get burnt out. Burnt out because it's year-round. My daughter got burnt out in soccer. She broke her fib, had to have surgery, dislocated her elbow, had to have surgery, and at 17, she's like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And she had an opportunity. She wasn't a scholarship kid, but she could have played in college.
Yeah, like D3.
As a walk-on. And she's just like, no, I'm just so burnt out.
I guess my question is who are the schools that are going along with this? Like, what's the incentive for the school to quote-unquote flunk? It's not really flunking because a lot of these kids have the grades are sufficient to be moved on, to graduate, to go on to high school. What's the incentive for these schools to be like, you know what? Yep, we'll take your kid back.
I mean, they just probably don't want to have the fight with the parent. If the parent says, hey, we think that socially he needs some more developing, whatever, they kind of go, if the parent says it, like what other choice you're going to fight the parent? How long are you going to fight the parent for? There are a lot of other issues in school districts that they're not going to waste the energy to fight with a parent over one student.
Also, is it a private school? Do I get another year of tuition?
Yeah, you're right there. Good pull, Joshy.
Are you kissing up now? Josh has been crushing you today.
I haven't heard from him. I didn't know if he's sleeping.
Generally speaking, does it bother you, Joshy?
Yeah, I don't like. I think you said it the best, where you're trying to sort of rig the system for something that is, albeit a long shot. Even then, like even if you do all this extra stuff, I don't like the way it's being treated as this is like being set at that age to only be in search of an NIL. I think can be destructive to you like personally and how you're going to grow up. Like there's all sorts of things to factor in here. I do understand wanting the best for your kid. That obviously makes a ton of sense. But is it doing more harm than good for a lot of these kids who might not end up getting them? I don't know. And I don't love the idea of it. And I also don't know how schools are going to feel about it. Like if it's that obvious and you're trying to sort of rig this, because like, here's the thing, college teams are going to take you if they think you can benefit their team and help you win.
Yep.
So that's like the other part of it that kind of gets a little weird. Like if it ends up working for them, they don't really care, I suspect.
Sure, but I also suspect if you feel like you have to do this for your kid, like it's an even longer shot than any other normal kid. Just because you think of like any varsity sport, yeah, sometimes sophomores come up, but it's typically juniors and seniors. If you're a really good athlete, like how many of these teams that we just watched for high school state basketball have really good juniors that are playing really great against guys that are older than them or girls that are older than them? Like if you're a really good athlete, you stand out no matter the age.
Yeah. Right? You should be able to put film on and be like, you should be able to pick out who the superstar is in about 5 minutes.
What I don't really understand is, for the longest time, being young was always an advantage. Like Tausch was talking about athletes whose kids moved up in Minnesota, like a 7th grader that was playing on varsity, and like. Wasn't the idea there you're getting experience against higher skills, so therefore your skill is raising?
Yes.
Like, I don't understand how dominating... I guess you're trying to trick people by dominating technically a younger age group?
And really this only matters in sports where, like, size is
football,
right, like,
basketball.
Right. Like, I'm not sure that being a cross-country runner like I was is like, oh, if I only had that extra year in high school, I would have crushed everybody. Now, maybe there's something to that from a physical standpoint. Maybe my body would have been more mature. Maybe I would have been stronger and able to withstand the distance a little bit better. But the other thing I think that we're ignoring on this, guys, is this is absolutely a byproduct of the transfer portal in college sports. I almost said college football as a default, but college sports. Because instead of recruiting high schoolers to fill the roster, teams are now looking at other rosters. They're looking at other schools. And I have talked to parents whose kids want to play at the next level across the board, not just football. the roster spots just aren't there for high schoolers going to college because coaches are filling their roster with transfer students from other programs, from other schools, and then maybe there's 1 or 2 spots available for incoming freshmen.
Oh, you got to be so good to make a lot of
And so what I'm saying is as that shrinks, as the real estate shrinks, you're trying to find any margin, you're trying to find any advantage, and I think that's why you're seeing more of this now. Doesn't make it right. I still don't love it at all. I think it's going to have psychological, what do you call it?
Consequences.
Thank you. There it is, Chewy. I appreciate you coming through for me.
Oh, he was.
Well,
he
my
was
parents
plus
had a
10,000
my
to
parents.
find the word.
My parents had a dilemma because, athletically, I was ready to move up, and I was ready to move up academically too.
Sure.
They wanted me to move up 2 grades, but they decided not to and kept me right where I was at. So things worked out though.
Chewy was ready to go from, an algebra to advanced algebra.
Yeah.
They said, you know what? We're going to hold them back.
I mean, I only had to get a 700 on the SAT, and I didn't want to show off. So I only went just a little above.
Not showing off, not falling too far behind.
Yes.
You're in the meaty part of the curve.
In the meaty part, right, Gabe?
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you have thoughts on this, let us know. I do see a lot of reaction rolling in the YouTube stream and the Carbless Talk and Text line. Let us know. We are talking about athletes who are staying in 8th grade, having a flunk year in order to be bigger, faster, stronger against their peers the following year so that they can achieve some college scholarships, some opportunities at the next level. Let us know your thoughts on that. Buy one, we buy the other. Thanalysis Live is one of the biggest nights in Wisconsin sports. We don't want you to miss out. So if you buy one ticket, ESPN Wisconsin is going to buy the other. Go to TALiveshow.com. That's where you get your tickets. Enter code ESPN WIBOGO. ESPN WIBOGO when you check out. It's TALiveshow.com. You're going to need both of those things in order to get this discount. Buy one, get one for Thanalysis Live. It's March 27th. That's this Friday at the Riverside Theater, TALiveshow.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
That accident on 94 southbound at Rawson Avenue, still there on the left shoulder. Tow truck has gotten onto the scene, so hopefully it'll be gone soon. We have a new issue on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to northbound 894. They're saying it's an incident, but it's just something to keep in mind. If you're going to be heading through there, keep an eye out for that. Eastbound on 94, backing up from about 76th Street all the way through to 35th. Westbound slowing from 35th to Hawley Road. And southbound 43, watch it. It's going to be slow south of Silver Spring all the way down through Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Geist Garage Doors. For over 70 years, Geist Garage Doors has been the local trusted name for garage door sales, service, and repair. Visit GeistDoors.com and don't think twice. Call Geist. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 35. Weather is brought to you by 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, your home for basketball this March. Stop in for great local food, cold drinks, and wall-to-wall tournament action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? That's why I love my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. You can check them out in person at the State Fair Park Expo Center's Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. It's the perfect chance to step inside, compare models, and even ask questions. Good Health Saunas has been doing this for more than 20 years, and they back it all with a true lifetime warranty, which was huge for me. If an infrared sauna has been on your list, find Good Health Saunas at State Fair Park, March 20th through the 29th.
When you've thrown over 4,000 innings like I have, you know joint pain isn't a maybe, it's a guarantee. For you, was it climbing ladders or too much heavy lifting? Hey, we're all in the same boat. But surgery, that was never my answer.
Baseball legend Roger Clemens knows there's a better way. That's QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No scalpels, no fake fixes, just real relief.
What I love about QC Kinetics, these are the most respected medical pros in the country that specialize in non-surgical therapies to get you moving again.
Don't mask the pain, fix it. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
I trusted QC Kinetics. You should too.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed, when I said wait, did you just get just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much, typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Let's celebrate Milwaukee Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sale. It's going on right now. This month, they're celebrating with anniversary savings on over 1,400 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Payments as low as $250 a month. Financing as low as 0%. Plus 2 years of included maintenance on them. The Ewald Automotive Group's 62-year anniversary sales event. Just think, 62 years. That's how long you've been able to trust them here in southeastern Wisconsin. This month only. At every Ewald location, just head over to ewaldauto.com. Select models with approved credit. CDO for details expires month end.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night?
Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
Chewy, I asked Joshy during the break, I said, do you have any idea what Chew's doing for Power Rankings? And he goes, we're all going to find out together.
And it's epic. It's might be my best work ever. And it's off the board.
Chewy's never heard of the concept of over-deliver. Undersell, over-deliver.
Off of the grid.
Right,
and Jen, this came out February 17th, 2026.
All right.
In case you are wondering.
At least it's within the last month and a half.
Yes. So all I need from you off the grid, I need the top 10 states where couples get married the youngest.
Can I just come out and say Utah?
Yeah, I was about to say, come on.
Okay, this little thought here. Josh is on the right path, and Utah is number one at 23.3 years of age.
Honestly, higher than I expected.
So you have... All right, I'm giving you 12 to get 7. And Josh started it out very well.
I don't think we should give our explanation for the guesses, if I'm being honest. I think we should just
guess.
Throw out some states. We're doing top 10, right?
Top 10.
I mean, you just want to keep it out west, go Nevada?
No, I'm going to go West Virginia.
Which one are we going with?
Go with West Virginia.
West Virginia not on the list.
What? No.
Not on the list.
That is absurd.
These are just cold, hard facts, Jen. What about Mississippi?
Mississippi, not on the list. Wow. I see where you're going.
I thought that was
working.
a lock.
Yeah, now I'm rethinking my whole strategy. I have to completely pivot. I mean, like Alaska? Do we feel like Alaska?
I think at this point we're just naming states.
I don't want Arkansas.
Arkansas is number 3 on the list, 24.1.
So the idea of the South was close,
right?
But do we just pick a different one?
What, Louisiana?
Alabama?
Roll Tide.
Alabama, not on the list.
Oh, my goodness.
You got 3 strikes.
That's a lot more than I thought we'd have at this point. And this is a recent list, huh?
Yeah.
And that first one was a layup, and then after that, everything just
got difficult.
Real quick.
How many strikes do we have?
We've got 3 strikes.
How many do we get?
You got
5.
2 right. Utah and Arkansas, 1 and 3.
We got to go on a run here.
I mean, Florida.
Sure.
I don't know.
I mean, just again, any state makes sense. Any state doesn't make sense.
Florida,
not on the list.
Gosh darn it.
Too big a population.
Oh, okay. So should we be using that?
Should we be like Montana? What are the Dakotas? Iowa? Something around there? Great Plains states? Okay, so, I mean, who cares at this point? Montana, not on the list.
Oh,
you guys were terrible.
Well,
horrible.
I will just, my thought process was flawed, apparently. I had what I thought was a very solid thought process, and it was obviously flawed.
Well, you had 1. Alaska is 6, 24.9. And then Gabe had Nevada, number 9, at 25.1.
Really? I just assumed that the people who fly out to Vegas to get married was going to skew that number. That was my thought process there.
I just thought that, it's close enough to Utah.
The spread of
yeah.
It
just kind of spills over.
The spread of the thing.
And so then that probably puts Idaho.
Idaho is number 2 at 24. What do people call Watertown?
I don't know, and it seems like it could potentially be offensive, so let's tread carefully.
Well, I'm just repeating what I've heard. I've never called it that.
That doesn't clear you of any liability. I'm going to be honest.
All right, what's next to Arkansas?
Missouri?
No population, Gabe. There's no one there. There's probably...
Oklahoma?
Thank you. 24.5.
That's number 4?
That's number 4.
Can you tell us where you got this list?
Come on. It's 24/7. Yeah.
It's called 24/7?
24/7. Yeah. And it's a special report. Reggie White.
Tennessee
is at 25.
Alaska was 6. What's 7?
7. Now, 7's the weird one because it doesn't really fit the crowd. Number 8 is Texas at 25.1.
So what was number 7?
7 was Tennessee.
Oh, so what was number 5?
10, Wyoming, 25.2. And 5, Kentucky, 24.9.
Okay, so I just want you guys to be aware. So I just searched the site that he's using, right? Here we go. 24/7 Tempo reviewed data from the 2017 American Community Survey about getting married. This data is from 2017.
No, they have 2017, and they're just showing the difference. Like, I'll give you California. So the median age in 2017 for California was 29.9. The median age in 2025 was 26.7.
Doesn't it say 2005?
Well, there should be a 1.
I'm telling you, this list was most recently updated 2017.
It says February 14th.
That's when they released the article.
Yeah.
That's not true. I called them.
No, you didn't.
What prompted this?
Oh,
or is
my
that a question I don't
goodness.
want the answer to?
Because there's nothing going on in sports right now. Sports suck right now. Gabe?
Yeah, but how did you land on average age of marriage?
I don't know.
We're not asking
I
why
was
did you
going
go
to do
off
it
the wall.
last week.
Because going off the wall, again, it could be fun. It's different. But why we landed on the youngest states that get married?
I thought it was interesting. You're not interested?
I'm interested.
We're just trying to figure out what led your brain in this direction. What popped in your brain that went, oh,
But I wrote it down last week in my notes. I mean, look at all those notes that I take.
You take
Isn't that
notes?
amazing?
On what?
That's a lot of doodling, but yeah. Notes.
A little bit of math. A little bit of everything.
All right. Well, I think I'm just I'm venting. I'm projecting because I'm so mad at how bad I did on that list. I really thought I had a good thought process going in.
No matter what year, it was terrible.
For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build you a custom design to meet your exact needs. And if you have a breakdown, Geis will handle that for you guys as well, just like they've done for me and my family. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. It's GEIS doors.com, GEIS doors.com. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
They are still working on this accident on 94 southbound at Rawson Avenue. It is off on the left shoulder. Tow truck's on the scene working on getting those cars out of there, so give them a wide berth if you can. We do have a crash northbound 41 right at the ramp from Blue Mound Road. The 4 right lanes are blocked because of this, so it's just squeezing by in that far left lane. Delays backing up into the Zoo interchange. Southbound 43, watch for backups from Hampton all the way down past Locust. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Partly cloudy with a high of 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 35. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Make your next meal Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Right now, get a crispy chicken sandwich, regular or pepper jacked, for just $3.99. Feeding the crew? Grab an 8-piece bone-in fried chicken for only $9.99. And don't forget to dip it in Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken sauce. Short on time? Order ahead with the Quick Rewards app and make it fast. Stop in today for your No Ordinary Chicken. Crunch outside, tender inside. Only at Quick Trip.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Take a few minutes here and talk about the Milwaukee Bucks, who made a move yesterday. Gabe, what was the move that the Bucks made, and were you surprised by it?
Half of it, no. Because for a while at this point, it kind of seemed like they were going to...
The writing was on the wall?
For Nance. Like, the Nance part of the move that they made yesterday was, again, kind of rumored at this point that... that Pete Nance was going to be somebody that they converted to a full-time contract. Now, the rumor was that they were going to move on from Andre Jackson, that he was the one that they were going to waive. So waiving Cam Thomas certainly was a little surprising, but at the same time, he had a couple of really good games early, but the consistency of the shot just wasn't there. He was shooting under 30% from three. So I think they decided, all right, you're probably not going to factor into what we want to do here in the future. We're going to move off of you.
I just think, again, Chewy, we have talked a little bit about the, and I even hesitate to use this word, but I'm going to say it because to me it is the most appropriate one, the dysfunction that is going on within the Milwaukee Bucks. Let me give you an example. General Manager John Horst had touted Thomas as a key part of the team's ability to contend this season and in the future. And then yesterday, he was waived. To Gabe's point, maybe there is something of he never materialized or produced with the consistency that we wanted him to, but also I can't help but wonder every time something like this happens, Chew, if it is a bunch of different people pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, and making the decisions, and they're just not all on the same page.
Is he done with this year? You think he's just building for next year? And that's what these moves are?
Well,
he doesn't see him as a part.
Gotta be, right?
They're done for this year.
No,
Yes.
I know that, but...
And he knows that, and John Horst knows that, yes. Because they officially yesterday clinched a losing record for the first time since the 2015-16 season.
Yeah. Do we know any more about the Giannis standoff, wants to play, and the Bucks said no? I mean, because when's he due back from his hyperextended knee?
I would say this fall.
Okay, fair.
So then you think we have seen the last of Giannis?
I think
you don't think he's going to play again in at least this season?
Correct.
So now he's got to set up the team for next year, essentially. That's what these next, ever games they have left.
Yeah. Again, to me, I look at it as, they were hoping that Cam Thomas could be somebody like that would factor into the future, and ultimately just ended up not being the fit that they thought it would be. I mean, he again, had a couple of really good games where he got hot early, but which is nice to have, but you need to have some sort of consistency. You're going to have off shooting nights, certainly, but if you're a guard shooting below 30% in the NBA and you're known as a scorer, like, oh, this is a guy that's going to come in, be hot off the bench, that's just the number that it's got to be higher than that if you want to be a legit contributor to a contending team.
So Ramona Shelburne NBA insider and senior writer at ESPN for NBA, I mentioned that, was on NBA Today, I believe yesterday, and she was talking about the article that she wrote, which we addressed earlier this week, and she was talking about, who's making the decisions in the Bucks front office, how are things going to go going forward, and she mentioned something that we touched upon when we first were breaking that down, which was the timetable, Gabe, and how right now the Supermax is sort of slated for October, but if the Bucks are going to make a move with Giannis, it would likely come before then, so he would have to have told them what his plans are for the Supermax, and that makes things a little bit tricky. How are you squaring that?
Yeah, that's tough to square because Giannis, the way the Bucks have typically handled it, and they certainly check in with Giannis, but the way Giannis does the thing that he likes to do during the summer, goes back to Greece. Obviously, he's working out. He's doing this year he won't be playing any competitive basketball because there's nothing like that, so he's going to be getting healthy, going to go back to Greece. Bucks will check in from time to time. But it's not like he's ever committed to the Bucks during the summer when these previous extensions have been signed. The Bucks put it in front of him, and then he signs it. And typically it's come after they traded for Drew Holiday, signed the extension. Trade for Damian Lillard, signed the extension. So there hasn't been a lot of, we know Giannis is going to sign this extension. You're hoping that these moves get him to sign the extension, and previously they have. But this summer, I don't know if they're going to wait until October, put it in front of him, and then he doesn't sign it. Now, they could certainly trade him. That's when they traded for Damian Lillard. Was late in the process. That didn't happen in, July or August. That happened later down the line, closer to the season. So they could do that. I think they would be better off if they got an answer for him, like before free agency, and then he would be the piece of the offseason to get the most you can in return.
He already knows. Based upon what Craig told us last Friday, this conversation has already taken place.
You think?
A while ago. He knows, because there's no way, I don't care what they do, and they still have the Dame Lillard money out there. You're not going from the outhouse to a top 5 team next year. Ain't happening. Am I right?
It's tough to do.
Although teams do flip their rosters, and teams do put themselves at least in a playoff situation pretty quickly in the NBA.
The Suns would be that example this year, and they're battling for playoff position in a pretty tightly packed Western Conference. But nobody was expecting anything out of the Suns this year, and they've turned out to be a very competitive.
All right, let me ask you this then. What would the deadline be, Gabe? If you were the front office and you need to know what Giannis's plans are with regards to the Supermax, which again has an October 1st date on it, timestamp on it, what would your deadline be to know whether or not he plans on signing with Milwaukee?
I don't know when free agency starts, but it's got to be a date around then. And look, they may carry this thing out all the way to October 1st because every other time they've put it in front of him, he's signed. So maybe they want to wait until that number and know for sure and get that definitive no. Okay, he's not going to sign it because we can actually officially offer it. He can put pen to paper. He's declining to do so, and now we can trade him. Teams, if you weren't overwhelmed with what you got or the offers that were out there before the trade deadline this year, the thought process was, okay, salary cap space is going to open up. Teams have more access to picks, things like that. So you want to be able to take advantage of teams' draft picks this year. You want to take advantage of teams that are looking around to improve themselves and maybe want to trade for him before they go out and try to address any other needs in free agency. That's where you're going to get the maximum value for Giannis.
So according to the Internet Chew, the NBA free agency negotiation period is expected to begin on June 30th. Contract signings permitted starting July 6th.
They already know. You don't come out and say and give the guy an ultimatum unless they have an idea. That's kind of the last thing you do because most people don't like ultimatums. So them coming out and say he's either signing it or he's being traded.
I guess I never read it as an ultimatum. I read it more as it is what it is.
Yeah, that's just
this is just the reality of the NBA. Any team in this situation, it doesn't even have to be to the caliber of Giannis from a talent standpoint, is in this position in the last year of a player's contract.
But you didn't really have to say it. I mean, the player knows.
Yeah, and now everybody knows. I mean, I think we already kind of knew that, Chew, that was ultimately what's going to happen.
What did you say, 80-20, like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Where are you at now?
Probably around the same thing. Like, I'll give a little bit of grace to John Horst in this front office to pull a rabbit out of their hat because they've done it so many times before. And they are going to have some assets available to them this offseason with 3 tradable picks and, things like that. So I'll give them a little bit of grace, but, I mean, it would have to be a pretty big rabbit to pull out of the hat, I think, at this point to convince Giannis, oh, yeah, we can certainly still compete here in Milwaukee.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. Stick around.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. It's Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner and catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. It's Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now, bucks.com/plus, or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Smalls here. Did you know there are many ways to do your taxes with H&R Block? You can go to a local office and get expert help in person, or you can choose virtual tax prep and get expert help without leaving home. Or you can even do them yourself online with live human help standing by. Whatever you choose, you can file with confidence, having H&R Block's 70-plus years of tax expertise in your corner. Switch today and file your way at hrblock.com.
It's tournament time when the most talented teams survive and advance. And whether you're cutting down the nets or cutting through resumes, one thing's clear. The best teams are built with the best people. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates fast. You can add screening questions to get the right applicants and even filter to see who's recently active. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Burkhart Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North Face, and Carhartt too. This is Brian Burkhart. For team, group, or corporate custom outfitting and promotional products, it's going to be really hard to beat our prices, selection, and ease of buying for any size budget and every size company. And that's why we always say, you can't beat Burkhart. New Berlin and Fox Point.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies.
You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
Yeah. On 94.5 ESPN.
There comes a point where you know it's time to do something for yourself. I wanted real goals, real change, and I decided 2026 is the year I look and feel my best. I'm Josh DiMaggio, and I'm starting that journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. From the first consultation, their team really listened and built a customized plan around me and my goals. For a limited time, you can get $200 off with their spring special. Doctor-developed, doctor-supervised program where you can lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Safely and naturally keep it off. This program is different. No intense workouts, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no counting calories, no drugs, surgery, or injections. Many patients lose up to a pound of fat a day. Milwaukee Weight Loss has already helped thousands of people change their lives. There's no better time than now to take control. Start feeling confident again. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
I will tell you, we got a lot of reaction that rolled into the show this morning when we were having the conversation about the flunk year. Families who are flunking their 8th grade athletes in order to get them an extra year of junior high, middle school, whatever you refer to that year as, to put them ahead in high school and in college for athletics. Patrick weighing in saying it's not uncommon for high schoolers to reclassify to put them in a grad year that is quote unquote better for their future. I only know baseball, but down south, a lot of players are held back a year so they are bigger, faster, stronger. Matt in Brookfield weighing in saying the flunk year shows the deterioration of focusing on skill for more emphasis on athletic potential. The old adage of you can't teach height has swayed people in the give it to me now society.
But again, I think a lot of these, if you were good enough to me to get a scholarship or NIL money, like you don't need to be reclassified. I think coaches are better now at understanding, oh, this kid at 18, the potential behind this kid at 19. How many times do we hear about that in the NFL draft? Oh, look at how young this guy is. Look at how young, and that makes people excited about, still the opportunity he has to physically grow and mature.
I just think that everybody, Chew, would like to be a little bigger, a little faster, a little stronger. And yes, theoretically, I will be bigger, faster, stronger next year. But I just don't think that's fair for everybody else who has chosen to just be the age that they are in the grade that they're in. Right? I said this about Chaser. Yeah. Chaser, he's put on 15 pounds since the end of football season, right? He's focusing on his diet, focusing on lifting, all of that type of stuff. I'm sure Chase would have loved to have played his junior year of high school football at the weight and height he is right now. But that's just not how it works. We don't have a DeLorean. We can't throw him in the DeLorean and make him this size back in August.
Coaches aren't stupid when it comes to recruiting. I mean, they certainly see, the kid's 19 playing with 17-year-olds. They're not dumb. They know that. They know how kids mature and things like that. So, I don't know. I would rather go the younger route.
Right? And again, I think you're seeing that
the
more
younger
and more.
route. Sure. Then they look and like, wow, this kid's only 17.
Yeah, I mean, we had freshmen, I think a freshman, now a sophomore, playing on the varsity basketball team at our high school. His kid was just that good, right?
Yeah. And in basketball,
those are the ones that get the scholarships. Those are the ones that get the money.
And they're being recruited at 10 and 11
I don't
years
know,
old.
Gabe. Maybe we could trick them. We might be able to trick them. Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great day, everybody.
Northbound